Brandon Vincent has a really nice question. Do I think Kittle will be relegated to run blocking and pass protection the whole season? What do I see his role being in the pass game? I think it depends really game to game. Right now, I think Kittle is essential for them in the run game, and they need him in the pass game just because of where their offensive line is. He's just one of their best pass protectors. Um, I just think that so much of George Kittle's production has been hot and cold and streaky the last 2 years, right? He had that stretch of games there where he was amazing last year versus Cincinnati, versus Seattle, versus Atlanta. I think he played well too. I don't want to give you the wrong numbers here, but I thought he played well. Last year was a big step forward for George Kittle in terms of scoring touchdowns, right? He scored 6 touchdowns. That was huge. Um, so he's been a little bit streaky in general. Like, yeah, for example, George Kittle last year, he started off Detroit, 5 catches, 78 yards. Great game. Then at Philadelphia, 4 catches, 17 yards. There we see the streakiness, right? And then he went back to 7 catches, 92 yards versus Green Bay, then 4 catches, 40 yards, then 6 catches, 100 yards, then 5 catches, 50 yards, 4 catches, 34 yards, 1 catch, 13 yards. And then he exploded against Seattle for 9 catches, 181 yards, 2 touchdowns. Exploded against Cincinnati, like I mentioned, exploded against Seattle again, and then once again fell off at the end of the season. So I think his production is going to remain similarly where it goes through a little bit of that up and down. It's going to be a little bit of a wave. I mentioned this in the post game, and I'm sticking to it. The Niners offense revolves around Deebo Samuel. It is about Deebo Samuel now, and George Kittle has become a secondary option in the pass and run game. It's become more about Deebo Samuel the last couple of years, which is fine. I still think George Kittle is one of the better players in the NFL. I think he's still one of the best tight ends in the NFL. He still blocks his ass off, and I expect him to be a big part of the pass game. I mean, Garoppolo's 2 best throws yesterday were, in fact, to Kittle. The throw that Kittle didn't get both feet in bounds, one of the best throws I've ever seen Garoppolo make to lay that ball across the back pylon. And then, of course, the strike when they were running 4 verticals versus quarters, threw it just past the linebacker. Really, really good throw. So I do expect Kittle's role to be a lot bigger over the subsequent weeks for sure.